Hey folks, well it's Eric from Belgrade Beat on the streets of Belgrade once again. It's a Sunday in December and it's that time of year again. So I thought I'd make a quick video about how to survive Belgrade in winter. And basically the thing is, like, Belgrade's a wonderful city and it really shines when life happens outside. But it can also be really fun in the winter as well. So if you just moved here, you're just coming here, just talked to a girl named Demi in South Africa who's on her way here now. I probably would stay in South Africa for the winter, but yeah, that's it. But you know, I was just in Southeast Asia where it was 30 degrees every day and traveling around. Now I'm back in Serbia for the winter. I'm here for 2 days and then going to Canada. How to survive Belgrade in the winter? Well, first of all, you need an apartment with good heating, or else your life is gonna be not so nice. You need a nice place to sort of nest inside, and yeah. I would say the main thing is the social aspect is you need to keep your life going on, you need to keep on going out, you need to keep on meeting people in cafes. Cafe culture goes inside in the winter and it gets really cozy and awesome. So how to survive the food aspect. What should you eat in the winter? Because as you know, as you might have figured out, most of the food that you can buy in Serbia is grown in Serbia, and obviously they grow less food in the winter. So basically, what should you eat in the winter? I'm a huge fan of fermented vegetables. Here they have two words for it, turshia and zimnica. And I'm a huge fan of fermented vegetables that you can get. There's an excellent lady at Zeleni Venac market over here by just a couple minutes walking from the main square, and she sells the salads, a mix of all the fermented vegetables. That's a really good way to stay healthy because it has probiotics in there that keep your gut bacterial flora healthy. Good bacteria. Indeed, folks, good bacteria. And so yeah, you should eat some fermented vegetables this winter. At the supermarkets they don't sell it so much. Maybe sometimes they sell kisli kupus, which is fermented cabbage, sauerkraut. Maybe you can buy that. But you really have to go to the markets to find the good fermented vegetables that are done in the grandmother way. And if you want to try making your own fermented vegetables, maybe it's a little late in the season, but all you have to do is take some clean water, not chlorinated tap water, but some water that's doesn't have chlorine in it, and put some salt in there to about 3% the weight of the water, I think, and then just submerge the vegetables underwater and they will ferment. Yeah. And so what else? What else is good in the winter? Yeah, goulash and stews, any stew. I really think that winter is the time for slow cooking stews in your house. You know, I like to make a goulash with beef, that I just cook the beef for like hours and hours and hours until, you know, it's not chunks of meat anymore. It's kind of like, well, you know, the texture that just melts in your mouth. Also, I'm a big fan of stuff that they make here, ispod under the bell, ceramic bell, that they cook this meat, so it's just so tender, and the potatoes and all the juice is all over everywhere. I'm a big fan of that. And that brings us to one of the things I'm enjoying right now in the square here, kuvano vino. If you're going out to meet someone in the evening in Belgrade in the winter, you might not be up for a beer. You might, maybe you do want beer, but it's also a good idea to discover kuvano vino, because it's kind of like a winter treat where you sort of warm your soul with a little bit of booze. So it's boiled wine, mulled wine, whatever you want to call it, Glühwein in German. And yeah, you can just warm your soul with this. It's not as alcoholic because I think when they cook it, some of the alcohol evaporates. And they actually do boiled rakija too, cooked rakija, where they heat it up the same way. And these drinks just go into the winter really nice. Today it's not that cold. It's raining a little more than it's slow. I don't know. I'm from Canada, you know. It doesn't seem that cold today. I'm outside. It's fine. Wearing my jacket though. But yeah, when it gets cold, try the kuvano vino. Now, a lot of the time in the winter we get sick a little bit, don't we? And so I found that I've got a secret folk recipe that shown to me by friend Andre, which is rakija, healing. So when you feel like you're getting sick, you can take a bottle of rakija, and you basically take the sugar. Actually, I don't really eat sugar that much myself, but this recipe calls for sugar, and you sort of heat it up in a pot until it sort of crystallizes, and it caramelizes actually, and then you pour the rakija on, and then all of a sudden when you pour the rakija on, a big of smoke will come up, and you have to inhale that into your sinuses to kill all the germs in there. And then you drink some of the rakija, and you keep on drinking the rakija. Basically you inhale the fumes of the rakija, so they kill all the bacteria in your sinuses, and then you drink the rakija, so all the bacteria in your digestive system. And I've actually had this prevent illness, folks. I've actually had this keep me from getting sick. Maybe, you know, I had a friend in Toronto, I recommended to him that he do this once when we were hanging out, and he's like, oh, I feel like I'm getting sick. He told me, this was a friend of mine, Eric Alcock, who's a musician, and he went into a session, vocal session the next day. He's like, man, he called me afterwards, man, I was hungover as fuck, but I wasn't sick. So I basically forced him to drink a whole bottle of rakija. Under the guise, well, we were planning on drinking anyway, but under the guise that, you know, it will make him better. And apparently it actually did. I've had similar experiences. You know, I also like to eat garlic in the winter to keep the immune system stimulated, keep the body cleansing of all this stuff, and you know, just keep moving in the winter in Belgrade. I mean, the cool thing about Belgrade is it has seasons, but it also has seasonal surprises where, you know, there will be a day in January, February where suddenly it's 15 degrees outside and everybody's outside and enjoying life like it's summer again for a couple of days, then it gets cold again. And they have this famous Koshava wind which comes a couple times a year where it's just incredibly windy for a couple days. So yeah, folks, Belgrade in winter. I mean, just try to get out of the house, go to cafes, try to make the event, invite lots of people, and just don't have it's cold outside as an excuse to not live your life, because in Canada we never did. So yeah, Eric Moot, Belgrade Beach, Knez Mihailova, drinking some Kuvano vino on a Sunday afternoon. Sun goes down really early this time of year. Eric Moot signing out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, guys.